Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video. Your middle of the day market update. The US just opened the US session. Today is going to be crucial. It's a Friday, so in general, it's going to be very, very volatile. But we'll talk about what to expect. And in like I said, the US session just opened. I think the moves that we're seeing right now are relatively bullish. But what we will see in the next 2-3 hours is absolutely going to be crucial for crypto and for Bitcoin. But we'll talk about Bitcoin first, then we'll talk about some altcoins. I think some altcoins are actually quite interesting. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But first of all, talking about Bitcoin right now, we're relatively bullish technically, all right? Technically, if you look at the 4-hour time frame here, we've recovered very, very well from the liquidation spike we had yesterday evening. Fundamentally, dollar strength index is still bullish, which is not great. Gold is actually going up quite a bit, so that's also not great. But the S&P and the Nasdaq have opened relatively well as well. So looking at the fundamentals, Russell 2000 is also up quite a bit. Looking at the fundamentals, it's a mixed image, all right? Dollar strength index is bearish, Russell 2000 bullish, S&P neutral, gold bearish. So it's really up to Bitcoin and crypto itself to find a direction for today. And what has been very interesting in the last couple of days, and that's also the main question of today, is last couple of days we've seen massive selling in the US session, right? And one great way to check that out is if you go to coinglass.com, you go to data up here, and then to the Coinbase Bitcoin Premium Index. This is what you'll see. And what we've seen in the last couple of days, that a huge Coinbase Premium or a Coinbase discount has started to develop, which means that essentially it means that there's a lot of selling from the US. So if that continues again today, then we will probably make lower lows. But what you're seeing right now is that into the US session, because a lot of traders expected the selling to continue, into the US session, quite a lot of people actually opened some shorts right here. Quite a lot have also instantly been closed again, but that's a different story. But that creates an interesting opportunity, right? Because if the US seller comes back and you actually see the Coinbase discount grow again, because we've recovered a bit since yesterday evening, then we'll probably be bearish, right? Because that means that the continued selling actually continues into today as well, and then it's most likely that we'll probably do some sort of a let me find it, some sort of a 3 drives pattern down, right? So something like this, and then we bottom out. So that is still, I would say, most likely. But what's also interesting is that a lot of people know this. So a lot of people are shorting into the start of this US session. And if we actually don't see a Coinbase discount or a bigger Coinbase discount start to exist again, if we don't see that, then we could have a massive short squeeze all the way up to 62, 63,000 in the next couple of hours. So that's why it's going to be very, very interesting. I would say, looking at the price of Bitcoin right now, first of all, to clarify, because the US session has just opened, I will assume that the US seller comes back and that we will actually drop back down. All right, that's what I'll assume. I'm not sure if I will short this, but that's at least for now, I would say, the safest assumption. But otherwise, look, the main levels to look at, I would say today, are this level right here at 61,000. And this resistance level right here at 62. What we're waiting for is some sort of confirmation of the direction for today. All right, and technically that confirmation just comes in the form of a breakdown below 61,000 or a breakout above 61,800 or 62,000. So if you want safety, if you want confirmation, just wait for one of those two levels to break. Like I said, with the expectation that we will see a continued sell-off like we've seen in the last 4 days, and with fundamentals that are not necessarily very bullish right now, I would say it's safest to assume we're going to drop down lower. I do have some long ideas for if we do see some sort of a short squeeze, and that is a realistic possibility as well. But like I said, then just keep your eyes on that level at 61,800. And if we're able to break above that, then we have confirmation that that's a possibility. Otherwise, we'll just make lower lows, or at least we'll revisit 60K. Now, when we actually do get some sort of a bullish reclaim, I think some altcoins are interesting to trade. Otherwise, they're not. But some altcoins I was looking at earlier today as well is something like WorldCoin or WLD. Let me look at my list real quick here as well. 2 seconds. Something like Celestia also was quite interesting if we're able to break above 5.5 here. And there's quite a lot of cryptos that actually look quite interesting. I still think Phantom looks quite good here. Sui is also relatively strong still. Eigenlayer is also still relatively strong and holding its own. Then there's some scam coins like Adventure Gold or Solar or SXP, Gas. So there's enough to trade. But like I said, the only reason to trade altcoins today, in my opinion, except for a very small amount of uncorrelated altcoins, the only reason why you should trade altcoins is if Bitcoin gets a bullish reclaim here. And that is a possibility, but it's not most likely, in my opinion. All right, so that's what I think you need to know for today. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.